Everyone's got an opinion on where to live in Jacksonville, Florida. But let's be honest, half of them are just recycling the same advice from blogs that haven't been updated in years. In a city this massive, one neighborhood over can mean a completely different lifestyle, commute, vibe, and even price tag. You don't just move to Jacksonville, you pick the version that fits your life. That's why we pulled together the real list, based on what's actually happening right now. This isn't the usual real estate fluff. It's the honest breakdown based on what I see every day, what's rising, what's fading, and where people are actually landing right now. Because the wrong choice, it'll drain your time, stretch your budget, and box you into a lifestyle that never really fits. But the right one, that's where everything clicks. We're about to count down 10 Jacksonville neighborhoods that could seriously upgrade your day-to-day life, your bottom line, or both. And I promise, a few of these are going to catch you off guard in the best possible way. Jacksonville's changing fast, and so are its neighborhoods. Places like Silverleaf and Callahan are gaining ground, while others are shifting in ways you won't see on a map. This list is about real value, not just vibes. Commute times, price shifts, the feel on a random Tuesday afternoon, it all matters. And to kick it off, we're heading north to a beach town that quietly checks boxes most people didn't even know they were looking for. Let's be clear, these rankings aren't slapped together from some blog post written in a cubicle. They come straight from the grind. Real buyers, real decisions, and boots on the ground experience of what actually works in this market. It's about lifestyle fit, commute sanity, resale strength, and how far your money really stretches once you're here. This isn't just about pretty streets. It's about whether your day-to-day life feels dialed in or totally off. Stick with me through this. Don't just fast forward, because I didn't keep the best for last. This is the top 10 in random order, and the entire list is gold. And we're starting with a coastal town that people overlook right up until they visit, and then they don't want to leave. Fernandina Beach doesn't just beg for attention, and that's exactly why it stands out. You've got quiet beaches that stretch wide without the spring break noise. Downtown's built around preserved brick, not strip malls, and every block that has that lived-in charm. Like people actually live here, not just Airbnb here for the weekend. It's the kind of place where your morning walk takes you past Victorian homes, indie bookstores, and coffee shops that remember your name. It's slower, yes, but in a way that feels intentional, not left behind. Homes here are not bargain bin, but they're fair for what you get. Prices range from the high 400,000s into the millions, especially as you get closer to the water or into the historic district. You'll see everything from early 1900s cottages and wraparound porch Victorians to updated block homes and mid-century bungalows. Lot sizes vary. Walkable grid streets near downtown tend to be tighter, but move just a few minutes inland and you'll find a quarter-acre or half-acre lots with mature trees and breathing room. You're about 45 minutes north of Jacksonville proper, but it feels like a different world. It's slower, it's quieter, and it's built for people who want to stay a while. For the right buyer, especially remote workers or downsizers, this place checks boxes most people didn't even realize they had. We've helped families land here after almost writing it off completely. One weekend visit and their plans changed. If you want nightlife, you need to look somewhere else. Want space to breathe, ocean air, and a neighborhood that feels like a closely kept secret? This is it. But if you're the right kind of buyer for private clubs, gated streets, and Florida coastal living with posh, hang tight. The next one's built for that. Now, real quick, while I have you, if you're thinking about moving to Jacksonville, this is exactly what my team and I help people with every day. We help people find out where the lifestyle actually lines up with the budget, the commute, and the kind of day-to-day that feels right. So if you're even halfway serious about making a move, or just stuck between neighborhoods and need a good second opinion, reach out. Call, text, email, whatever works. Our info's down in the description. All right, if Fernandina felt a little too chill or a little too far out, the next spot flips the script. water views, private golf courses, and the kind of polish that definitely comes with a price tag. You'll notice it in the details: the pristine sidewalks, the whisper quiet neighborhoods, the ocean breeze cutting through gated entries lined with palm trees. This place has polish, not the flashy kind, more like the quiet confidence that comes with knowing you're in one of the most desirable zip codes in Northeast Florida. High-end coastal living is the name of the game here. You've got the TPC Sawgrass hosting the Players Championship, private beach clubs with multi-year wait lists, and neighborhoods where curb appeal is practically a religion. Homes lean toward the 700,000s, well into the multi-million-dollar range, depending on the location, the views, and the size. You'll find Mediterranean estates, modern coastal builds, and classic stucco homes tucked into gated communities with quarter-acre to full-acre lots. Schools here are part of St. Johns County, and many are A-rated, with nearby options like Ponte Vedra High drawing serious attention from relocating families. The whole area sits around 30 to 40 minutes southeast of downtown Jacksonville, but for most residents here, that's the whole point. Just close enough, never too close. Families we've worked with will often come here looking for consistency. Private access to the beach, safe streets, amenities that make you feel like you're on vacation every single day. They tour once and they're sold. It's not built for variety. It's built for people who know what they want. And if that's luxury, legacy, and coastal calm without compromise, it delivers and then some. But if you like your neighborhood with a little more motion, less golf, more community buzz, then there's another spot just down the road that brings all the lifestyle and way more energy. Nocatee is what happens when a developer says, "Let's build the whole lifestyle." It's one of the fastest growing master plan communities in the country, and yeah, it shows. We're talking splash parks, golf cart lanes, town centers, hiking trails, and community events that feel like small town block parties with a Florida upgrade. The neighborhoods here are tight-knit but varied. Everything from 1,800 heated square foot starter homes in the neighborhoods like Willow Cove or Austin Park to over 4,000 square feet custom builds with 3-car garages and resort-style pools in Coastal Oaks or River Landing. Lot sizes range from compact, low maintenance, little, under a quarter acre, parcels up to about a half acre or more estate lots on preserved land or water views. It's polished, but not pretentious. And if you're the type who likes your lifestyle options bundled into one neat, well-designed package, then this hits. Inventory here ranges from around the mid 400,000s to well over $1.5 million range, depending on the finish level, the neighborhood, the lot orientation, and some other things. But there's still some new construction going up, especially in phases like West End or Seabrook. But keep in mind, the developers control a lot, and not every builder delivers the same level of finish. We've helped families navigate the maze more than a few times, and the builder's knowledge matters, so definitely reach out to our team, because new construction homes is something we can also help you with. School zones are a big draw too, especially Valley Ridge Academy and Pine Island Academy. Both newer and well regarded. In the commute, you're about 30 minutes to downtown Jacksonville, 20 minutes to the historic district of St. Augustine, and about 10 minutes to the beaches, which keeps things in play while feeling like its own little world. When buyers say they want the whole lifestyle planned, polished, and built for ease, Nocatee's usually what they're picturing, even if they don't know it yet. We've had clients tour this place and completely reroute their plans. It's that dialed in. But if you're after something newer, still shiny, still suburban, but just a little more under the radar, there's a rising star that's giving Nocatee some serious competition. If you've been eyeing Nocatee or St. Johns County at large, but hoping for something newer that doesn't hit quite as hard on price, this is where people are landing. It's clean, it's modern, and it's still early enough in development that the neighborhood hasn't lost its edge. New homes, fresh amenities, wide streets, everything shiny without feeling soulless. You've got room to grow here, both in square footage and in equity. Most homes fall between the low 400s to the mid 700,000 range, with some custom builds stretching into the 900,000 plus and beyond. You'll see craftsman and coastal style elevations, contemporary ranches, and a few more traditional builds depending on the builder. Lot size can range from just over 1/10 of an acre to homes up to just under 1/2 an acre with preserve and pond lots. So you've got flexibility depending on what you're after. The community is about 35 minutes to downtown Jacksonville, 25 minutes to the beaches, and close enough to County Road 210 and I-95 to keep commutes manageable. School zones are part of St. Johns County, and the new campuses are already opening to keep up with the pace of growth. What surprised a lot of our clients? Just how much they could get without compromising on finishes, schools, or location. And because it's still expanding, the long-term upside is real. You're not just buying a house. You're getting in early on a community that's building itself in real time. Getting in here early has some perks. More lot options, better upgrade packages, and the potential to ride the wave of appreciation as the community fills out. Just keep an eye on builder incentives, fees, and future real estate conditions. These details can make a real difference in long-term value. This isn't the sleepy part of suburbia. It's got momentum. If you're after that fresh start feeling, but want to keep a foot in the real estate game, it's a smart play. But maybe you're ready for something older, a little more rooted, with big trees, outnumber builder signs, and community feels built in. Well then, check this one out. Some neighborhoods feel like they're still figuring it all out, what they want to be. Julington Creek Plantation is not one of them. Here, it's all dialed in. Wide streets lined with oaks that have been around longer than most of the rooftops. Neighbors that actually know each other's names, and Saturday mornings that start with swim meets, not scroll sessions. This isn't suburban sprawl, it's suburban rhythm. The houses range from the mid-90s traditional 2 stories to early 2000s brick ranches and some stucco contemporaries, typically sized between 1,800 to 3,500 square feet. Lot sizes span from just 2/10 of an acre, manageable yards, to around a half an acre cul-de-sac corners with mature landscaping. Prices generally fall in the mid-400,000 range up to the mid-600,000s, and some larger updated properties hitting the low 700,000s. You'll spot basketball hoops over garages, chalk on sidewalks, and the occasional lemonade stand that still makes more than it should. And the amenities? They were built before the developers started using buzzwords. We're talking a full-on aquatic complex, tennis and pickleball courts, fitness spaces that actually get used, and enough preserved green belt and parks to let the kids roam without checking a GPS. The place feels like a small town within an HOA budget. School zones include Creekside High, Fruit Cove Middle, and several A-rated elementary schools, all consistent standouts in St. Johns County. And for a lot of the families we work with, that's the clincher. They tour once, walk a few blocks, something clicks. It's not flash, it's the foundation. Julington doesn't beg for attention. It's confident in what it is. And for the right buyer, that steady, lived-in comfort, it beats shiny and new every single time. We've helped more than a few folks land here who didn't even realize they had it on their radar. And after they settled in, the feedback is always the same. It just fits life better here. Julington Creek runs on roots, tradition, and community that's already been built. But just beyond it, there's a spot where the lots stretch a little wider, the pace drops down a gear, and privacy isn't something you have to ask for, it's just built in. You'll want to see what's waiting just down the road. You ever drive through a neighborhood and just feel like it's not your scene? The traffic, the vibe, the way the houses sit on the lot, something's off. Even if the listing looked perfect. Or the opposite. You take a wrong turn, land on a block you weren't even planning to see, and suddenly you're like, this is perfect. Tell me which spot did that for you. Good or bad, hit in the comments and let us know your version of it. Because behind every polished post, someone's got a story that could save someone else from making the wrong move. Now buckle up, because the next neighborhood isn't trying to impress you, but it just might end up being the one that changes everything. Mandarin doesn't try to win you over in 5 minutes. It just is what it is. It's quiet, it's shaded, it's deeply local, and if that speaks to you, it's an easy yes. This is one of Jacksonville's oldest suburbs, and you can feel it the second you pull into a street where the trees are older than your mortgage. Oak canopies stretch across wide roads, driveways curve, yards breathe. It's the kind of place where people still wave at neighbors and know which mailbox belongs to which dog. You won't find any master plan polish here. What will you find? A real mix of mid-century ranches, 1980s split levels, 1990s brick homes, and the occasional infills or newer custom built tucked into older streets. Square footage can range anywhere from 1,600 square feet to over 3,500 heated square feet, and lot sizes commonly run a quarter acre to maybe over 3/4 of an acre, especially closer to the river. Pricing typically falls between the mid 300,000s to the high 600,000s, with riverfront or oversized lots stretching further. San Jose Boulevard is both a blessing and a pain point. It'll get you where you need to go, 20 to 30 minutes to downtown, 25 minutes to the beaches, 15 to St. John's, but it also means rush hour can test your patience. Locals time their exits like it's a game, and trust me, knowing the back roads will make you a hero. Mandarin High School, along with nearby private and charter schools like San Jose Episcopalian and Christ Church Academy, are a major draw for families. But it's not just the school ratings, it's the whole neighborhood rhythm. Kids riding bikes to the park, Saturday soccer fields are full, that we've been here for a while vibe that you really can't fake. And yeah, our teams help families settle here who didn't want brand new. They wanted character, they wanted elbow room, they wanted a house that felt like more than drywall and white paint. Mandarin delivers that, without shouting about it. If your dream neighborhood is more about swing sets and shade than splash parks and skylines, keep watching, because just up the road is something completely different. If Jacksonville's feeling a little too busy, too polished, or just too much, this is where the pace shifts. Callahan sits about 25 miles northwest of downtown Jacksonville, past the congestion in the cookie cutter builds, where the air smells like pine and the stars actually show up at night. This is rural living done right. You'll find homes on 1 to 5 acres, long driveways, and neighbors that wave whether they know each other or not. It's the kind of place where folks ride an ATV out the back, fix things themselves, and actually enjoy the silence. Sometimes there's no HOA board breathing down your neck, no constant construction zone soundtrack either. You want chickens? You want a barn? A legit garden setup? Callahan says go for it. People here aren't chasing lifestyle content. They're living in it. Most homes fall between the mid 200,000s and the mid 400,000s, though some larger farmhouses or properties with custom builds can nudge upwards beyond $500,000. You'll see everything from classic single-level ranches to manufactured homes, custom cabins, and even the occasional modern farmhouse with wraparound porches. Schools are part of the Nassau County system, and while they're not all over the news, the local community's tight-knit. Word travels fast, folks show up for each other, and it's not uncommon to see entire neighborhoods rally around local events or sports. This spot tends to hit home with folks looking for breathing room. Families who want space for kids to run wild, or retirees ready for a quieter pace. It's not uncommon to see setups with a full workshop out back, a couple of goats roaming in the yard, or someone finally enjoying their morning coffee on a porch that actually feels earned. It's not polished, but that's the point. If your version of Florida living means more front porch and less rooftop bar, Callahan might be exactly what you're looking for. But if you like the space, you want to keep just a little more coastal energy in your back pocket, hang tight, because next up is a place that's still under the radar, but probably not for long. Tucked just over an hour south of Jacksonville, Palm Coast isn't trying to be the next hot thing. It's just quietly being the smart one. While everyone else was chasing the same overpriced beach towns, this place was building homes, planting palm trees, and keeping prices in a range that still makes sense. It's part of Flagler County, but people who were previously locked into St. Augustine or St. John's are now rerouting their searches here, and for good reason. Most homes land around the 1,800 to 2,500 heated square foot range, often sitting on quarter acreage lots or larger. Room for a shed, a garden, a fire pit, or maybe all three. You're not stacked on top of your neighbor, and you don't need a gate code just to get down your own street. The vibe? It's relaxed, not a master plan glitter factory, but not neglected either. You'll find 1970s and 1980s ranch homes with mature trees and mid-century touches, mixed in with 2010's newer builds that actually left the landscape intact. The layout feels natural, less gridded, more grown. Places still sit in the $300,000s to the low $500,000 range, with a surprising number of well-kept homes around $400,000. And because of that, retirees, first-time buyers, and out-of-state relocators are all finding different ways to make it work here. For families moving out of denser neighborhoods, the difference is immediate. Same budget, but now there's a 2 or 3 car garage, a bonus room, and maybe even space for a boat. You've got trails 5 minutes away, and Flagler Beach is just a quick hop east without the 30-minute parking battle. It's not about flash, it's about function and freedom. For remote workers, retirees, or anyone sick of squeezing into a lifestyle that never quite fit, this place feels like a reset. But if you're looking for that same breathing room with cobblestone streets, Spanish architecture, and the past that actually shaped the present, what's coming next could completely change how you see Florida charm. St. Augustine isn't trying to be modern, and that's the power move. In a world of lookalike suburbs and copy and paste developments, the city leans all the way into its identity. Old bricks, old bones, and streets so narrow they were never meant for SUVs, and somehow it still works. In fact, it works better than ever for people who want culture, coast, and community, all without leaving Northeast Florida. You've got options here. Want something polished with space? Check out Palencia or maybe Heritage Park. Neighborhoods with homes 2,200 heated square feet to over 3,500 square feet range, sitting on quarter-acre to half-acre lots or maybe even larger. Some backing up the golf courses or preserved land. More of a beach person? Anastasia Island puts you within walking distance of the St. Augustine Beach, with a mix of 1970-type homes, elevated beach bungalows, and brand new homes. Or if you're in it for the lifestyle, historic downtown delivers big. You'll find colonial-style townhomes, Victorian bungalows, and 1920s revival homes, all within walking distance to Flagler College, coffee shops, restaurants, and yes, you can even take ghost tours. Prices? They stretch. Entry-level condos start in the mid-300,000s, but single-family homes in areas like Davis Shores or Lincolnville typically land somewhere in the $500,000 to $800,000 price range. The historic waterfront estates can easily climb into the multi-millions, but that's what makes St. Augustine flexible. You can start small and build equity fast, or go big and lock down a legacy property in a place that's never going to go out of style. And we've seen the pull. Young buyers want the energy, retirees want the walkability, and families want those St. Johns County school zones. Remote workers? They want a town that doesn't feel like it was designed by an algorithm. We've helped buyers move into all of it, from beachfront condos to tucked away homes with backyard citrus trees. Just know this, St. Augustine knows its worth. It's not the fastest growing on the list, but that's part of its strength. It doesn't chase trends, it sets them. But the top spot? That's where the growth is roaring, the value's still there, and the future feels wide open. You're definitely going to want to check this one out. Yulee used to be the place you passed on your way to somewhere else, but not anymore. Now it's where people are stopping, and they're stopping on purpose, because it's growing fast, building smart, and offering that rare mix of price, potential, and location that's getting harder to find across Northeast Florida. You're just 15 minutes from Amelia Island, about 30 minutes to downtown Jacksonville, and right off I-95, making both commute and weekend getaways feel easy. What's changing everything? Communities like Wildlife, a 2,900-acre master plan development that's bringing more than just rooftops. You're getting homes on 50 to 70-foot lots, walkable access to parks, schools, nature trails, and even a YMCA and healthcare center baked right into the layout. This is planning with purpose. It's not just sprawl. And Wildlight's just one piece. New pockets like Plummer Creek and Timber Cove are rising fast too. We're talking single-family homes from the high 200,000s, and depending on upgrades or lot size, they could stretch into the mid-400,000s. You'll see everything from craftsman-style one-stories or modern farmhouse builds, often with 3 to 5 bedrooms, flex spaces, and 2 or 3 car garages. But what you're really buying? Breathing room with room to grow. This is the kind of place where you can actually picture yourself 5 years from now, because the upside isn't hypothetical, it's happening. You're not just buying a house, you're staking your claim in the next big chapter of Northeast Florida. It's drawing in buyers who want more than just square footage. They're chasing lifestyle, flexibility, and long-term potential. Yulee's growth isn't hypothetical. It's on the ground, and it's moving fast. This one won't stay under the radar much longer. Jacksonville's got options, but the right one depends on what you're really looking for. Whether it's coastal calm, suburban rhythm, or room to roam, these 10 spots give you a serious head start on figuring it out. And look, this isn't about hype. It's about the neighborhoods people are actually choosing, where they're building their lives, growing their families, downsizing, or finally getting the breathing room they've been looking for. If you're watching this and you're serious about making a move, don't wing it. Reach out. Whether you're relocating from out of state or just trying to figure out what fits your lifestyle better, my team and I do this every single day. We live here, we work here, and we've helped people in every single neighborhood we just talked about. My info's in the description. You can call, text, email, whatever works. We want you to reach out, and we want to be your Jacksonville real estate team of choice. And if you're not done yet, check out the playlist popping up right now. We've got neighborhood tours, deep dives, and more insider updates that'll help you map out your next move with clarity. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.